Yeah, we do love. We love our country. We love the United States. And on this September 11th, we were just sharing, it was around this time, 22 years ago, this time of the morning, the first lives were lost. Chad Bird is our guest today. It's Yes Day. We're talking about Jesus. We're talking about the story of God and how it applies to us all. Now, when you think about that, Chad, we just kind of shared what comes to mind from our own remembrances of 9/11/01. For a lot of people, it's been very hard to reconcile that with how could God let that happen? And I know that's a story we hear so often, but yet it's so compelling. It's hard to let go of. Like, God had the power to let that not happen. How do I wrestle with that in my mind?
Yeah, I think the first thing to say is, although we can't always explain why things happen or why God allows things to happen, we can always explain why he does, the reason he doesn't. And it's not as if he is a callous, hard-hearted, uncaring God. That's never the reason that bad things happen, because we know that he's good, he's gracious, he's ready to forgive, and he's abundant in loving kindness. That defines his character. Now, there are things that happen in this world which are evil, which are terrible, and we've all experienced them personally as well as nationally. And even though we can't always give precise answers as to why those things happen, the thing that we can do is always direct people to the who is there for them in the midst of tragedy. And that who is always the same answer. It's our Lord Jesus Christ, a man of sorrows himself, who experienced the evil done to him, experienced violence, experienced bloodshed. And he knows, therefore, what it's like for those who are experiencing something likewise. And so he's there for us to hear our prayers, to be with us in the midst of our grief, and to hold us by his grace as he carries us forward to healing and to hope once more.
Beautiful. I love the way you put that, because it puts it all right back on Jesus and puts the spotlight back on who he is and the anchor of our souls that he is. And that's why we have the hope to carry on day by day, even after such tragedy and loss. And I'm so grateful, and thank you for sharing that.
This morning, we've heard from Mary just in the last little bit, Dana, Bob, Mike, Debbie, Michelle, others who have called in. We have pastors on our phone lines this morning for Yes Day. If you have a question or a struggle, they'd love to speak to you this morning. The number is 866-917-9245. That is 866-917-9245. You can also text that number or submit a question at WBGL.org.